What up YouTube? This is your boy Dr. Lee coming at you again with an update. I've had this Apple Watch now for a bit. I've been wanting to do an update review and just been a little bit busy, but you know, finally I'm here and here we go. I've had this Apple Watch for about 3 weeks now. So here are all of my findings. We're gonna talk about functionality. We're gonna talk about reliability, how reliable it is, and battery lives, and should you get it and who it is for really, and if you actually need it, just in case you are curious on the Apple Watch LTE version. So here's my findings and let's discuss it. Rolling intro. Okay, so far the build quality is still the same on this thing. It is a really solid product like always. But for now, I'll say the functionality on this thing. Let's talk about the LTE functions. The LTE function works pretty well, especially when I'm out alone. Now, the reason I got this Apple Watch LTE version is because I'm pretty active. So I'm either out there mountain biking or at the gym. If I'm out filming anything, I don't want to have my phone in my pocket or close by. I'll have this with me. I can just leave my phone in my car and bam, I'm good. So if you are active and you don't want to carry your phone around much, then by all means, go with this. But if you are not that active and you always have your phone near you, if you just think about it before buying this thing, just think about it. How often are you away from your phone, and if you need it actually? If you don't, seriously, just stick to, if you have the Apple Watch already, just stick to that. Even if you don't, if you're interested in getting it and you are not as active, don't get it. You're just gonna be wasting your time and money. So the LTE version, it's just for those who are very, very active, or if you just a super busy person and don't want to have your phone around you much, then by all means, this will do. Now, the standalone function on this thing is not that great yet. It doesn't have that much support, honestly. The only standalone function that this thing has is the LTE function. That's about it. If you think you're gonna be listening to music on the go without your phone, that's not gonna happen. As for now, you can't. I don't know if there are any third-party apps that you can't actually use this thing on, but I know Spotify will not work standalone. I've been using Pandora. Pandora will not work standalone. I know Shazam work alone, standalone on this thing, but any other third-party music app that you think about, it won't. I'm not 100% sure, but I know upon release, this thing, this watch also didn't even support Apple Music standalone. And I don't have Apple Music and I haven't really tested it out to see if it will actually work by itself. But again, that's just one thing I doubt that it will do. Apple advertised that you can pretty much just, that was the biggest feature where you can just take the Apple Watch and just go. It is not like that yet. So don't buy into their, oh, seriously, don't. And I don't know, man, like what's going on with Apple these days? They once used to be really good, but nowadays, I mean, their product is still not too bad, but iOS 11 is very buggy. Like, that's one of the worst operating system that Apple have ever released right now. Like, I use it on my, I've been using it on my iPhone 8 Plus, and seriously, at times my phone would just kind of crash, or either that, or it would just run slow. I have to reboot, all kind of crap, man. Like, I've been facing with this, so they need to step up that game, really. But anyway, so back to this. Here are a few things I have found wrong with this Apple Watch as well. Sometimes, actually most of the time, when you just leave without your phone, actually frequently, I'll get the not connected to a network or something like that. And this is the LTE version. I'm like, wait, what? I have to go in the watch setting, select cellular data, turn it on and off, and then a few seconds later, it's gonna pop on and connect to my cellular network. So if you're not paying attention to that, sometimes you're just gonna go off, not knowing that your watch is not connected until you look at it and you see that it's not connected. obviously. That's one of the issues that I have noticed about this. When it's connected, I've been receiving text messages from both Android users and iOS without any issues. I've been receiving phone calls. People can actually hear me pretty well when I'm talking. So that's another thing that is pretty cool as well. The LTE connectivity on this thing, even though it takes some time to connect, but once it connects, it is really good. Like it is just as good as a cell phone connection. So if I have tested this where I drove around and went around, and wherever my cell phone had 1 bar, this thing will also have 1 bar. When it had like 4 bar, this thing will also have 4 bar. So the LTE connectivity, the LTE antenna that it placed into this watch is very accurate and it's pretty good as well. It just, again, another negative, the speakers on here, I think everybody's talking about it. It really suck. They just need to up it. But then again, you know, you can't really think you're gonna get anything better out of a small tiny little speaker on a watch, so I don't really consider that as a big deal. Also, if you have Bluetooth in your car and if your phone can connect to it and you can just talk through Bluetooth inside your car, this thing does the exact same thing and the quality of the audio is exactly the same. So usually when I don't have my phone with me and I'm driving with my watch, I can connect to my Bluetooth in my car and it works fine. So that's another thing. Also, Bluetooth headphone. I'm using a Bluetooth headphone when I'm working out and stuff like that. So when I get calls, I can hear them pretty clear. So I'd rather just, instead of you using your watch to actually hear, just use your Bluetooth. It works. So that's another thing that people actually overlook. It's up to you. This is my findings so far. And if you think this video was helpful, rate, comment, subscribe for more updated videos, man. Rate, comment, subscribe. I will see you guys in the next video. Deuces.